Hello crafters and welcome to this week's From Picture to Page and Beyond Papercraft Show update. Now I'm Michelle, Creative Director From Picture to Page, where we're nurturing your creativity with fabulous craft events that are tailored just for you. Now in this week's update we've got a dash of inspiration, we've got some SANDOWN show news and we've got some update with what's been going on over at the Papercraft Posse. But before we jump in, make sure if there's anything you need to know, head over to our website from picturetopageandbeyond.com.au. There you can see all the information about the upcoming shows, about the Papercraft Posse, what's going on, as well as, of course, jumping onto our email list because then you'll be the very first to get all the latest updates as the shows roll along. So for this week's dash of inspiration, I would like you to consider, do you prefer cool or warm colours? Now, the reason that I was thinking about this was I ran both a gel printing and an art journaling class over the weekend, and particularly in art journaling with paints, we talk a lot about colours and what colours we like to use and a little bit about colour theory. Now, colour theory, like a lot of these art theories, can be really, really complex, but I like to really simplify it and pull it back. So if we consider our range of colours, let's put them into 2 or maybe 3 categories. Let's look at our warm colours, our cool colours, and then sometimes we have some neutrals that are left in the middle. So our warm colours include our yellows and oranges and pinks and reds and some of the purples that have a bit more red in them. And then our cool colours are the blues and greens and turquoises and some of those more bluey purples. And then colours that I tend to put in the neutral category might be the dark blues, the blacks, the whites, and then a range of browns and creams. So when we think about colour theory, it doesn't need to be much more complicated than just those warm and cool colours. And what I encourage my crafters to do in our art journaling class is to pick 2 or 3 of one and then add a dash of the other one. Now, they are complementary colours, sort of opposite. But sometimes, again, it doesn't have to be that complicated. So if we choose 2 or 3 blues or greens or turquoises, and then perhaps a dash of orange or maroon or yellow, or we might choose some warm colours, so some oranges and yellows and reds, and then put in perhaps a touch of turquoise or maybe like a muted green. So when we think about colour, again, it's all personal preference. And sometimes in card making, we don't think a lot about colour because we're using kits or have something that already goes together. But once we start moving more into art journaling and needing to look at paints, we really want to have a think about, do we prefer those warm colours or those cool colours? So a great activity is actually to take a range of paints or markers or even inks and then split them. So put the warm ones on one side, the cool ones on the other side, and then perhaps the neutrals in the middle, and then have a think about how you can put them together with a dash of one of the opposites to give you a really bright colour combination. So we would love to hear about your colour preference. Are you a warm colour or a cool colour person? Pop over to the Papercraft Posse. The link will be here somewhere near this video, and tell us what you prefer. Okay, so the SANDOWN show is barreling towards at a great rate of knots because there is a lot happening behind the scenes. We love heading to the SANDOWN Raceway on Friday the 10th and Saturday the 11th of October. There's plenty of free parking, the train's nearby, and of course our golf cart will be there to pick you up and deliver you right to the door. Our ATC swap, we've been discussing that over in the Papercraft Posse, and it's sort of neck and neck with In the Garden and Off to the Races. We've had a little discussion around whether In the Garden is too easy a theme. And that actually got me thinking, not necessarily whether it's an easy theme, but in my mind, maybe an easy theme was kind of the point. We want you to encourage to make your artist trading cards, to come along to the show, swap them, and meet like-minded crafters. If we have a theme that's too complex, my concern is it might turn some of you off. But again, if you don't want to stick to the theme, if you want to do something else, that's completely up to you as well. So again, I'd love to know what you think. Do we want an easy theme for the ATCs? Do we want a more complex theme? Or should we not even bother with a theme and just allow people to make whatever they want? So again, leave a comment below and let me know. Now, the Papercraft Posse is our little corner of the internet where we catch up with our crafters between shows, and it's also a place to get in touch with the retailers. So you can share what you're working on, you can find out what's going on with the retailers, you can ask questions and get help. So this week, our conversation from last week and then the motifs continued, and it include flowers and arrows and circles. And I think someone even commented on the video last week they hadn't even considered what motif they might be using, and we're going back to have a look and hopefully they'll report back this week. So I encourage you to join our Papercraft Posse Facebook group and share what you're working on. And make sure you got marked in your calendars on Saturday the 13th of September. It's our Papercraft Posse Crafternoon from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. You can grab your tickets now on the From Picture to Page and Beyond website. Scroll down and click on the Papercraft Posse link. There's a video there talking about what a Crafternoon is as well. Or if you're hanging out on Facebook, find the From Picture to Page and Beyond Papercraft event for the Papercraft Posse and get your tickets then. So that is it for this week's update, that dash of inspiration. I would love to hear from you whether you prefer the cool or the warmer colours, or perhaps a bit of all the rainbow, which is fine too. Our Sandown show is heading quickly towards us on Friday the 10th and Saturday the 11th of October, and the Papercraft Posse is continuing the place to be to share what you're working with online and be part of our crafting community. So as always, please leave a comment, like our video, and continue to share what we're working on and let everyone know about the upcoming shows. So this is Michelle signing off. I hope you have a crafty day.